Welcome back to the Dart course. In this video, we're going to be seeing a new concept called variables. So, as usual, let's go ahead and create a new class called Dart file. So, I'm going to be calling this 3_variables. Alright, so as usual, go ahead and create your main method. So in this video we're going to be talking about how to store values when you're coding. Say for example, I have a name, so I would like to store my name somewhere here so that I can use it somewhere. An example would be, say for example, you play a game and then you log in and then it says hello username. You know, it's kind of nice when people say hello etc and greet you. So for that same reason, people try to store names etc and for various other purposes. My example just serves as one, maybe a good to have purpose rather than a useful one. Alright, so let's see how it looks in code, shall we? So before that, I would like to tell you what we're going to cover in this video. It's going to be a lengthy one, so bear with me guys. So let me start by annotating it. Dot classifications. Alright, so we're going to be starting off with the number data type first, and then we're going to look at strings, then booleans, lists, and finally maps. Right, so in this video we're going to be covering these three, and these two are going to be for a future video. Alright, so let's start. So let's say start with numbers. So let's say I want to store my weight. Alright, or let's keep it simple, let's store my age. So how do you do that in Dart? So how you do that is you create this thing called a variable. So short form var, variable age. Then you put an equal to sign and then you put your age. Let's say -24 for example. So boom, that's your age. So now you can access this anywhere. Now we have programmatically told the machine that create a variable called age, and I want the value to be 24. Also note that these values can be changed whenever you want to. I'll be showing that to you in a few minutes from now. So that's how you create a variable of type number. So for strings, by the way, what is a string? A string is a set of characters. Say for example, if I want to save my name, I use the data type string. So let's be a little bit more technical and call this data types from now on. Alright, we are coders, so we speak in technical jargon, hence the name. Alright, so even for strings we have something quite similar. We're gonna say var again. Alright, and then we're just gonna say name. Alright, so in many coding languages you've got like different different names to construct a variable. For example, in Java etc you've got string, int, double float, but then here it's all universal. Alright, so for name what I'm gonna do is var name is equal to, then the important part now is you add something called quotes, double quotes to be precise. I'll show you various ways later on too, but for now let's just say double quotes work. Alright, so here I'm gonna put in my name. Alright, Guys, remember, this semicolon is important, or you're always going to end up with one of these red marks, which are pretty annoying. So, and it could be quite frustrating if not dealt with. For example, I've searched for hours and hours through some of my codes, and the problem could be perhaps I've missed a semicolon somewhere. So that's how critical these semicolons are, and important too. Right, so after the name variable, let's go ahead and create another type of variable. I'm going to call these booleans. So what are booleans? Booleans are basically true or false. That's it, as simple as that. So the procedure is same, var, let's go ahead and say is male. I couldn't think of a better one. Let's just do it like that. Then yes, I am a male, I guess. So I'm gonna do that. Alright, make sure you don't add a capital T, it's a small t, in case you're coming from other languages. Right, so now we've got another type. Let me introduce to you another classification in numbers. So numbers, we have integers. Let me spell that right, integers. And we have another one called double. Alright, so what's the difference? So hopefully we have all done at least elementary math, so I'm assuming that. So I'm pretty sure you've heard of these thing called whole numbers. So whole numbers are 1, 2, etc., and they don't have any decimal points. That's the main difference between these two. These numbers have decimal places, and these numbers are only whole numbers. Let's assume age is a whole number, and hence this is of a data type integer. So let me give you another example for a double. For example, my weight can be a double. So let's go ahead and create that. Var double weight is equal to, I'm unaware of my weight, so let's just go with a rough estimate, 54.4. Right, so that's how you create variables for these three data types. Right, so you can classify it as 4 if you split these. Yeah, so that's with how you create variables. Now let me show you how to change variables. Let's say I want to go ahead and increase my age to 25. How I can do that is var age is equal to 25. But oops, it gives me an error here. It says the name age is already defined. What that means is that we've learned an important lesson now. We are using this to create variables. Because we already have a variable named age, we don't need to recreate it again. So we don't need to call this as var. So simply remove that. And as you see, boom, no errors, we're clean. Right, so the lesson we learned is use var only when you want to initialize a variable. What I mean by initialize is when you're calling it for the first time. So after your first time, you don't need to put another var, any sort of initializing values, etc. So just go ahead and call age is equal to 25. A quick challenge, I want you to change your name to your full name. Go ahead and pause this video, and it shouldn't take you more than a few seconds. Come back after you're done. I hope you were able to do it. If not, follow on. So as always, we're not going to add var name now. We're just going to go ahead and write name, and then let's go ahead and put in my name, Rahul Ravindran. Alright, as you see, we're error free again. Right, I don't think my gender is going to change, nor is my weight, so I'm happy with that. So Next thing that we got to do is, let's go ahead and display variables. That's going to be interesting. So what I'm first going to do is, I'm just going to print out my name. So for those who want to take it as a challenge, go ahead and by all means do it. But I'm just going to do it anyways. So pause it if you want to. Right, so I'm doing it. So as usual, we're going back to the concepts of hello world.dart, where you use the command print to print. Yeah, it's as straightforward as that. Print. And then here we saw that we use quotes here, but in fact we can print out anything here, including variables. And that's precisely what I'm going to be doing now. So let's go ahead and just take that and put it here. So a quick challenge, what do you think is going to be the output? Go ahead and guess. Now let's try running it. Right, in order to run, right click on this, then hit on run. As some of you might have guessed, it indeed prints my full name. Why doesn't it print Rahul but this? Because in the memory of the program, we first say name is equal to Rahul, and then we overwrite it and say no, erase it, and then we add this instead of Rahul. And then at the end, we print out this, because that's the last known value of this particular variable. Similarly, I can go ahead printing my age, for example, and since we changed it, this should also reflect 25. Boom. Alright, now I'm going to be showing you how to create sentences with your variables. Alright, so how we're going to be doing that is, first we're going to be putting two quotes. Okay, so this is my target sentence. Rahul is 25 years old. Now how am I going to achieve that? So what I'm going to do is just write it down in this first. Rahul is 25 years old. So that's the target. But we already have this and this as a variable, so why not substitute it? So let's go ahead and just add the variable name here, name, and then here we're going to add age. What do you think happens now? Go ahead and guess. We see that name is 8 years old, but we expected Rahul Ravindran is 25 years old. So what we now realized is anything placed within quotes appears as it is, unless we make changes. So the precise change you're going to make is by adding $1 in front and $1 in front here too. Now let's go ahead and print that. Boom, as you see it changes. Rahul Ravindran is 25 years old. Let me just change that, quite misleading. Yeah, it's better. Right, so there's another way too, but it's longer and I'm not sure why you would want to do that, but let me just do it for the sake of completion. Here, just add this. So you add the variable name within these parentheses, and similarly you add it here too. Maybe it just makes it more readable. I'm not sure why people use it though. Alright, let's go ahead and run that, and as you see, you've got the exact same result. Right, so that's how you add sentences. Now a quick challenge for you. So your challenge is going to be, let me get it out for you. Yep, that is your challenge. So your challenge is to create two variables let me do that. Yeah, then call them me and brother. So those are going to be your variable names. Like the variable name here is age and the variable name here is name. And then assign values to them. These are going to be your string types. For example, my name is Rahul and my brother's is Rishabh. So you're going to initialize values with those values. And finally, I want you to print out, hey, I'm, then your name. Don't just print insert underscore name. And then my brother is, and then his name. So it's going to be an easy challenge, but then, get your hands wet and start coding. So pause the video now and give it a shot. Come back after you're done. I hope you were successful, but anyways, let me show you how. So as the challenge says, create two variables. Go ahead and call it me, then I'll call it Rahul, and then let me create another variable and call it brother, then I'll call it Rishabh. Right, then what I'm going to do is I've already assigned values to them. Finally, let's go ahead and print it out. So I'm just going to use this pattern because that's longer. Why would I want to do that? Let's go ahead and print it. Print. Okay. Let me do the semicolon first. And then, hey, I'm, and then my name, which is me, and my brother is, and my brother. As simple as that. Let's just make sure it works, and I'm gonna verify it by printing it out. And as it says, hey, I'm Rahul and my brother is Rishabh. And that's how you do variables and print variables out. So we have learned a lot in this tutorial, and I hope you understood something. And that's it for this video. So see you in the next one.